quiet hills of Rodu, where nature speaks in silence, a woman has been listening for over 30 years. While the world often turns a blind eye to voiceless lives, she chose to stay, to care, to fight. This is not just a story of animals, it's a story of compassion, cruelty, and unshakable will.
But yeah, to start off, we can like a basic introduction. What's the idea behind the space and shelter? What's the inspiration behind it?
Yeah, there's really no inspiration as such.
Yeah.
Because once I came here, that was nearly 32 years ago. When I came here, it's a beautiful place, obviously.
Yeah.
And like all my life, I could never see animals in pain, and you know, I never started with the intention of opening, starting a shelter or whatever. I mean, it's something today that people are having shelters and whatever, boarding, animal boarding and all. No, I from young used to pick up animals, birds, mice also, like people can't imagine, but yes, I've had pet mice, I've had everything as pets, snakes, whatever, name it. Any animal in pain, oh yes, wow. I'm not afraid, it was never, I never had any fear. I have a particular relationship with them, which now I understand very deeply. It's karmic, one, spiritual, two. And that is how I understand that in all these years, the thousands that have gone, come to me and gone, it's a relationship which I can't really explain, but I see a spiritual link with these animals. So I think just saving them and protecting them from abuse was the beginning. And today it's become this huge shelter,
And currently, what's like the overall land of the space right now?
See, the land is still pretty huge. I sold quite a bit of it. It's still 60 something.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were talking about the funding. Like how do you fund this space? Is it the
No, see, it was all personal from the beginning. I don't have a budget, frankly speaking. And, Donate card covered me. Also, they were very good. They had heard of me, I don't know from where, but for 3 years they tried to contact me, and I knew I needed the funds, but there was no way I could tell them. And they came on their own, and they did crowdfunding for me. So for nearly 2 years, it was a great help.
Of lately, I've been seeing a lot of posts, especially from the southern part of the country, like Tamil Nadu. There have been a lot of attacks on people, like from street dogs. What do you have to say about that? Like?
Yeah. I don't, I don't blame the dogs at all. The dogs haven't, for no rhyme or reason, been called man's best friends. They still are. They always will be. But the tragedy is that there's a certain section of society that is anti-everything. Because they're so intolerant. They're intolerant of other people. They're intolerant of a tree in their compound, and they'll have it chopped down. And where will they tolerate these, these poor innocents? This problem about the street dogs. See, our people are not getting to the root of the problem. One, our countries has the population explosion. Okay, the land is not growing bigger. But look at it. Even villages are overcrowded, and in the city, see, what's happening with the forests in India. The policy makers, they're destroying forest after forest.
There was this case in Hyderabad as well.
No, Hyderabad abhi hua hai. Before that, last year in Madhya Pradesh, that entire jungle. And I think the policy makers are extremely short-sighted. Extremely short-sighted. They're destroying our beautiful land. And for the generations to come, I think your generation and the generations to come after you is not going to be happy about it. I think if you're intolerant of these little innocents, you've used them, you've abused them. And why is India number 2 in beef export? On one hand, we are making communities fight. On the name of this and that belief. But I certainly don't agree, because see, no belief system has ever promoted slaughter of animals, killing, eating, this is totally anti. But now people have made a habit out of it. And I think if you can cut a baby calf and eat, or a dog. Now dogs are also being so, so many places, I mean, where raids took place, they found dog meat in momos and name it. So what have we, you've sort of regressed too. You haven't progressed, you've gone back. So this is all the result of our warped way of thinking, warped sense of, warped education. And parents have laid so much of stress on money, things, I mean, how many parents will educate their children about just be a good human being, a good citizen? Teach your children, I think it should be in schools. Compassion for all.
You beautifully answered. I had a question. What does compassion personally mean for you? So I think
see, compassion I think is very natural to humans. It's only the conditioning of the family and the society that change a person. Otherwise, जैसे हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं और हम बोलते हैं कि बच्चे भगवान का रूप है. Whatever, you take any country, I've seen, the torture that they do before killing a dog in China or in all these Asian countries. I've seen the children screaming their heads off. The best is the ABC program, Animal Birth Control, because if you can't control human beings, then we may as well lessen their population because they suffer beyond imagination. Okay? In the heat, if you just see how these female dogs are hunting for something to eat and people are literally gorging, becoming overfed, obese, but they don't have even a little bit to give to the thing. Then another thing about this breeds, okay, are people, because they are so shallow, they become, a lot of them have become very shallow and they're only after money and brands and stuff. Now, like they go after brands, they are going after breeds. And now breeders, backyard breeding, people are, giving them hormone injections and getting 3 litters from a female dog. I mean, how low can a person fall? I've had Saint Bernards. So why did you buy a Saint Bernard puppy if you were going to abandon them one day? So, that is because nobody wants to admit how shallow they are. So I think the policy makers must take it very seriously that in schools the children are taught compassion for all as a subject, and the police must be aware of whatever our laws are, because if ever you go and file a report, I've noticed that most of the police personnel are blank. They may sympathize with you, but they give you answers like, हमारे हाथ बंधे हैं और कुत्ता ही तो है, stuff like that. So it's not going to reach the necessary end.
So as of this shelter, what are
now it's shelter.
We should talk about the shelter.
Yes.
So what are its daily operations like feeding, rescue, medical attention?
See, because I don't have a team, and one person, Mr. Sanjeev Verma ji, has joined me 4 years ago, and so we are doing it on like he can't come here, I can't go there. See, to do it on this scale and to see the kind of help I have, you have to be a person who doesn't think for their own selves. If you have faith in you, that is, I think, how I continued all these years. And by God's grace, I intend, till health allows. And that's it. And so that's why I'm saying I am looking for someone who will join me, through your medium. I'm sure it'll, wherever, somebody who will join me and continue it after me also. Because there's no point in holding on to land and this and the other, because it belongs to them also. All of them that you see here, dogs, cats, donkeys, cows, bulls, they all had a home once, and to be turned out after being exploited.
In every rescued soul, there's a silent thank you that echoes louder than words. What Dipala Chauhan has built in Rodu isn't just a shelter, it's a sanctuary of hope. And maybe through her story, we can all find the courage to be a little kinder, a little more human. This was Unheard India. Until next time.